Both Karasuno and Nekoma have made it to the third round of nationals, finally facing off in the dumpster battle. Students from Nekoma, many unfamiliar with volleyball, are surprised to learn who makes up their team's roster. Daichi gives Karasuno a pep talk, urging them to forget past losses and focus on winning. Nekoma responds with their trademark chant. The match kicks off with Kageyama's powerful serve, which Kai counters easily. Tanaka's spike is saved, but Lev scores with a net-close return. Hinata recalls his first meeting with Kemma, fueling his fiery spike that scores Karasuno's first point. Players from Shinzen and Yubugawa cheer on Karasuno, impressed by their quick attack. Karasuno celebrates. Lev ties the score, but Kuru focuses on countering their strategies. Lev's net serve leads to a wild rally, leaving Nekoma struggling to figure out how to stop Karasuno's progress. Asahi scores off a toss from Nishinoya. Commentators praise Nishinoya for stepping up from defense, while Daichi recalls his awkward toss attempt from summer camp. Tanaka's jump serve is followed by a trick from Kemma's toss, but Kuru ties the game with a set. Nekoma, now fired up, executes a synchronized first-tempo attack, pushing back Karasuno's relentless offense. Tsukishima arrives late, learning that alumni planned their leaves to be here. On court, his sharp observation helps him land a one-touch on Kei's spike. Hinata joins for their synchronized move, but Kuru blocks Daichi's spike, stunning both teams. Kuru provokes Tsukishima, and Asahi breaks through a block, only to be countered by Fukunaga. Tsukishima admits he can't win alone, and Yamaguchi steps in to serve. Yamaguchi's floater baffles Yamamoto, widening Karasuno's lead. After a timeout, Yamaguchi's next serve disrupts Nekoma's offense, leaving Kai and Yamamoto out of play. Tsukishima blocks Fukunaga's spike, completing their serve and block combo. Yamaguchi's streak ends when Yaku perfectly receives his third serve. Kuru scores a service ace, prompting Karasuno to call a timeout. Afterward, Daichi perfectly receives Kuru's second serve, leading to Tsukishima's score. Nekoma starts catching up. With Lev's improved defense and Yamamoto's synchronized attack, Tsukishima notices how Nekoma's defense strengthens, while Kageyama dominates with a quick set to Hinata, who spikes pass blockers. Kuru grudgingly admits Kageyama's overwhelming skill, contrasting Karasuno's raw power with Nekoma's precision. Kageyama serves with sidespin but sends the ball out. Lev's serve hits the net, embarrassing Elisa, though Akane explains Lev aimed for a spot. Tanaka's serve is received cleanly, and Kuru scores with a vicious spike. Yamamoto serves next, but Tanaka receives it, and Kageyama sets to Hinata, whose spike is saved by Yaku. Asahi finishes with a slam. Kageyama tells Tanaka his A pass was unnecessary, earning admiration from Karasuno. Kemma overhears and quietly vows to crush Karasuno, determined to defeat them. Tendo and Goshiki watch the game, agreeing that Nekoma's defense is frustrating, often saving spikes that would normally score. Tendo notes that saving a spike isn't the peak of defense. Meanwhile, Kuru gets a one-touch on Tsukishima's spike, and Asahi's block crusher powers through Nekoma's defense. Tendo praises Asahi's timing, while Goshiki recalls his performance against Inarizaki. Kemma analyzes the game, gathering data even as winning the first set seems unlikely. After a joust, Lev scores with a high spike. Daichi receives Kuru's powerful serve, and Kageyama sets to him for a clean score. Yamamoto retaliates and Kemma serves. Hinata, eager for the receive, is targeted, but Kageyama sets to Tanaka, who spikes past three blockers to score. Kageyama serves, Lev spikes after Kemma's set, and Lev's next serve targets Hinata. Kuru blocks Tanaka, tying the score at 23-23. Akane notes how Lev's serve prevents Karasuno's quick attack. Lev's serve hits the net, followed by Tanaka's out serve. At 24-24, Yamamoto serves and Kageyama sets a quick attack for Asahi, but Yamamoto blocks it. Nekoma retrieves Asahi's wipe attempt, and Karasuno stops Fukunaga's spike with a three-man block. Daichi saves the ball, and Kageyama sets to Asahi, who feints but is countered by Fukunaga. However, Nekoma's tenacity keeps them in the game, piling pressure on Karasuno. The long rally takes a toll on Nekoma, but they push through, noticing Karasuno struggling more. Karasuno stays focused, knowing any slack will give Nekoma an edge. Tanaka breaks through with a powerful spike. Despite leading, Karasuno feels the strain as Asahi and Tanaka tire. Kageyama nails his first service ace, prompting a Nekoma timeout. After the break, Kageyama resumes with a strong serve, knocking Fukunaga down. Kenma aims for an open spot, but Hinata saves the ball with a flying receive and blocks Yamamoto's spike, cutting off Nekoma's momentum. A long rally ensues, and Kenma uses an underarm toss, allowing Tsukishima to block Yamamoto's spike. Coach Naoi suggests switching setters, but Nekomata decides to wait. Kai serves to Asahi, and Kuru commands Nekoma to fall back, countering Daichi's back attack. Kuru scores, tying the game at 19-19. Nekoma's defense forces Asahi to spike out, giving them the lead and pressuring Karasuno's spikers into errors. Hinata continues to fight, pushing for receiving and spiking chances. He nearly creates an opportunity but slips at a critical moment. Karasuno reaches their limit, and Kageyama prepares a bold play to counter Nekoma's defense. Unsure if Hinata is still viable, Kageyama dismisses his doubts when he sees Hinata pushing himself. With Nekoma leading 22-21, Kageyama calls for a third tempo open attack. Hinata, thrilled by the high toss, messes up the timing but sends the ball over the blockers with enough force to catch Nekoma off guard, tying the game at 22-22. Despite the mishap, Karasuno presses on. Kageyama serves powerfully, and after a series of returns, Hinata spikes cleanly over 3 blockers, regaining the lead. Yamaguchi marvels at Hinata's hang time, and Tsukishima explains how it fools blockers. Kenma, quick to adapt, notices Kageyama's shift in strategy. Nekoma subs in Inuoka for Kai, adding a taller defensive wall. Inuoka enters, sparking a rivalry with Hinata that began in their first practice match. The two teams show off their progress, bringing the score to deuce. Finally, Nekoma subs in their mysterious first-year setter, Tamahiko Teshiro. Nekoma's first-year setter uses a ceiling serve to throw Karasuno off. However, Karasuno maintains their cool and fights back. The two teams give it their all, but Karasuno ultimately prevails when the ball directly bounces back to Nekoma's court after Hinata's receive. Nekoma regroups after losing the second set to Karasuno. During this time, Kenma reflects on his first meeting with Kuru and how they became more active in volleyball. Both teams are pumped up and ready for the third set, which will decide the final victor. The third set between Karasuno and Nekoma gets underway. Nishinoya, inspired by Yaku's performance, refuses to lose as a libero and shows off his improvement. Soon, both Tsukishima and Kuru move to the front line, ready for another round of the teacher and student showdown. Kuru and Tsukishima successfully thwart many spikes from the opposing team. Lev also shows his growth into a formidable middle blocker by seamlessly working with his teammates. As proof of his newfound love for volleyball, Tsukishima breaks through Nekoma's defense with a combo quick attack with Kageyama. Despite Kenma's exhaustion, Nekoma keeps fighting, trailing Karasuno 20-17. After a timeout, Kenma pushes his limits, delivering quality tosses to keep the game alive. Hinata's open attack brings Karasuno to match point, raising the tension. At match point, Karasuno returns a falling ball just before it hits the floor. Yaku keeps it in play, setting up Hinata for a spike, but Lev blocks it. Both teams scramble to keep the rally alive until Karasuno gets a chance ball. Tanaka spikes with a super straight line shot, but Kai digs it. Kenma, sweating, drops the ball while setting, ending the match in Karasuno's favor. Both teams collapse in exhaustion, and Kenma admits to enjoying the match, thanking Kuru for introducing him to volleyball. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. See you next time.